So 8 weeks on my clinicals. Uh, damn, 10 minutes. Okay, so when I started my clinicals, it was like kind of exciting. And at the same time, I didn't know like too much about like what to do and everything. Cause I did my observation hours with the basketball team at MSU and with like pretty much all the teams at Drury. And that was pretty much like just observe and like waiting for people to come into the training room, um, cleaning tables sometimes. Now we still do like cleaning tables, but I'm more involved like in practice and like when my preceptor is like checking the athletes and like doing rehab and everything. Um, at the beginning, I was like kind of nervous. Like if they asked me something, as soon as they asked me, I would like just call my preceptor to make sure I didn't like mess up. But now, but now when they come to me, like um, I just like if I feel like it's something that is kind of obvious, I just like tell them what I think. They trust me on what to do in that situation. If it's something that there's not too much I can do, or I'm just not 100% sure, I can still like ask my preceptor that he's always willing to help. Um, we haven't been like in a lot of like situations where we need like to recommend like X-rays or anything like that. There hasn't been like big. Okay, there has been like a couple of big injuries, but just a couple. So usually they just go to Steve and he's the one that says like, yeah, I think you need an X-ray, MRR. So it's not something that we as students have been able like to practice a lot, honestly. But we have been able to practice a lot with like the athletes when they say like, yeah, this hurts or this hurts, and we just Steve give us the freedom to like try what we think is better for them. And if he sees that we're doing something wrong, he just correct us. But it's not anymore that we're just following orders. Now he let us try, and if we're doing it wrong, he says something. If we're not, he just let us keep going. Uh, Something else is that at the beginning, I obviously didn't know the athletes, so like when they talked to me, I was like kind of nervous and everything. Um, Not a lot of them would like really talk to me. They would go straight to Steve. However, now that I'm most of the time with the online players, um, most of them like come to me and they only like want to like talk to me when something is wrong, which I think is really cool. Makes me feel like they really trust me. Even with like simple things like just taping them, they just like to be taped by me. Um, so I feel like that's a really cool thing. I really like how they are making me feel like they trust me and I can like trust my decisions and everything. Um, just say I feel like it's something just about like just getting used to it. Um, Obviously at the beginning there was like not too much I knew, and now I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job. There's obviously a lot of like things that I know, a lot of things that can improve. Like most of them come and they have a simple problem where like the solution is like scrape, uh, cups, maybe joint moves, some exercises. But I'm aware that I still need to learn in case like more severe stuff happens, um, like a shoulder luxation or something like that. Like so I know like what to do in those situations because honestly, if that happened like tomorrow, I would have no idea what to do. Um, so yeah, I feel like I have learned a lot in these 8 weeks, like by like looking at my preceptor, like um, just reading in general and like practicing with the athletes. But at the same time, there's still like a lot of things to learn. I feel like why not? It's just a small part of everything I need to learn, so I'm kind of excited about it. However, going back to the evaluation, there were like a lot of things that were um, like scored in these 8 weeks. There were like 68 questions, which the most of some of them were like pretty similar. However, as I mentioned, like there's a lot of things that has improved. However, like in this thing that level 5 is like it's from level 1 to level 5. I feel like level 5 is being like an actual professional, like somebody like Steve or Dr. Carr, like that just by seeing what's going on, they already know what's the problem. So I would say I'm probably like level 1 or level 2 that I know I have awareness of what things could be, but at the same time I'm still like learning. I still need like supervision and like to confirm things with my preceptor to make sure I'm doing things right. And just that way, there's other stuff like, as I mentioned, like X-rays or like knowing when to like recommend those things to the athletes, but like knowing like the cost that is gonna represent on the athlete and the insurance and everything in case like I end up working in a high school or something like that. However, that's another thing we don't really see because at least the athletes I have seen they're like covered by the university by the insurance, so it's not something that really like worries them about. Something that they really worry about. They are just like more worried about how much time are they gonna be out and everything than about the price because they know like they're covered by the university. So that's something I can probably learn once I like go to a high school or something. Um, there were other aspects like feeling empathy for the athlete, like knowing how to talk to him, like the tone, how do you say things to him. I feel like that has been like the easiest part for me. Like I have been enjoying talking to them and everything. I always have fun every time I talk to them. I feel like because they trust me, I always know how to like tell us stuff to them for like simple things like hey we have to like disinfect your cot like if they got caught in the middle of practice I tell them yeah we have to disinfect and do this. um it's like if we were just joking about it because we're just both having fun even when they're like in a lot of pain and everything. I obviously know that's like a serious moment so I just like try to like be as serious as possible. However, there are still like I feel like you cannot be like too serious here because like these are people that are just like trying to have a good time and if you get too serious they're just gonna like worry even more. So you need to know how to talk to them for them to like be relaxed. So yeah, I feel like that's something that has been like really easy for me, especially because the group with who I'm working, they have been more than nice to me. They have always like teaching me stuff, and I'm learning a lot from them. And as I said, it's really cool that every time that something happens to them, they just want to talk to me instead of anybody else, me or Steve, obviously. Uh, and there are other things like paperwork and like HIPAA and all those things that we need to know, like government regulations, institutional regulations, EMD situations. And that's something that we are like learning. As Steve like mentions like what to do in those situations, like what's our role. Luckily, we haven't had like any like emergency situation or anything, but at the same time, I feel like because of the way of how organized everything is over there, um, everybody will know what to do, and we will be able probably be able to like handle the situation. Same way, as you said, like it will just like 8 weeks. We have like learned a lot, but at the same time, I feel like there's still way more to learn. Um, about the special test, something I wanted to mention is that sometimes it's like hard to know how many to do, like which ones to do and everything. I feel like the athletes, because they are like our age, are like really patient with us, but at the same time, I feel like in another setting where there's like other people that are like with not too much free time, they will be like more impatient about like just finding out what they have. So yeah, I feel like we're just in the right place, like getting more practice and getting better at it. So really excited to keep going.